Today I'm going to take you through a full training session at SuperPro in Koh Samui. I'm going to show you absolutely everything that you get for a one-to-one session, how much it costs and exactly what it looks like. Come with me, let's get started. I'm going to be rating this gym out of 5 in 4 different categories. The first will be training, the quality of training and the coaches. The second will be friendliness, how welcoming the people are in the gym and the customer service. The third will be the price for the one-to-one session and the use of all the facilities. And the fourth will be the location, how easy it is to get to and what other things are nearby in the area. And this will lead to a total score out of 20 to find out how good this gym is. Let's get into it. The gym is split up into 2 facilities. So the first is the Royal Fight Club, where the reception and the mixed martial arts area is. And then when you can see people running here, this is where the Muay Thai classes and the boxing classes take place. As you can see, the rings all next to each other, very high quality and plenty of space. And before I got stuck into my session, I just wanted to check out the CrossFit section and the gym as well. So now it's time to crack on with the one-to-one session, and we start it off by loosening up the muscles and starting with some stretching, and then we get our hands wrapped. And I still shamefully don't know how to do this, but very fortunately he took care of that and helped me out with that.
How long the clinic was there?
Not long, maybe 5 sessions. 5 sessions. Beginner.
Me start 9 years.
9.
Now 38.
Nearly 36.
38.
30 years you've been training. We worked on the basic setup for the switch kick and just practicing the balance and the efficiency of the movement. Again, something which is quite new to me and a technique that definitely needs a lot of refining. Muay Thai is the art of 8 limbs, and one of those is the elbow, and this is him here helping me throwing the elbow and helping me how to generate more power and stepping in as I throw the technique. A big part of Muay Thai is the teep to the stomach, and this is a drill where he helped me not fall forward and keep nice balance as I throw the technique. once I've practiced some of the kicking, it's time for some of the kicking defense, and this is just how to efficiently block and check kicks whilst not giving too many signals away to my opponent and not too many openings.
Knee inside, elbow outside. Yes. Block. Kick.
A mistake I kept making was throwing the knee way too straight, so this is him here correcting it just on a slight angle to generate more power and for it to be harder to defend. This is the crew showing how he flows and distributes his weight with very good balance whilst throwing combinations, and this is something that I definitely need to practice on, being light on my feet and keeping very well balanced. Then we practiced a couple of naughty spinning elbows, which definitely needs a lot of work still. And then a good way to continue your conditioning and also to keep the output high is by doing some of these push-ups in between sets.
After every round, you'll have a minute or so break. You can have a sit down, catch your heart rate, or have a bottle of water. That's what I would advise. A lot of these gyms have no fans and no air conditioning, so it pushes you, but I think I like it better.
One thing that I always see online is people repping out these kicks thousands after each other, and this is something I always wanted to learn. It felt super unnatural, but I was really happy to try this for the first time, and I started to get the hang of it, kinda. The coach then wanted to simulate me getting rocked in a Muay Thai fight, so he made me spin in a circle 10 times and then made me do some kicks and power punches at the end of it. And this was quite a fun and also quite an interesting drill as well, to get a little feel for things. And then once we're done with the session, it's time for a little bit of grueling conditioning right at the end. And this is me here doing some sit-ups to standing from the floor. And to be honest, this is something I'm quite comfortable in. I can do things like this. The technique of the Muay Thai, less so. A few sit-ups, I've got that in the locker. So that is the one-to-one session done. It went on for about an hour. We did a light warm-up, done some pads, done a lot of technique, and now I'm just going to get a very quick gym workout in. If you're thinking, why am I doing a weight session straight after I've just done a one-to-one PT, it's because now more times than not, this is not a priority of mine. So I don't do a lot of weightlifting or strength lifting or hypertrophy work. So that's why when I'm already at the gym and there's completely no friction between me coming and doing a workout, I try and get at least 15 minutes in. And I don't pressure myself to do any more than that, then about 3 times a week at a minimum. Of course, I'm still walking everywhere. Of
course, I'm still moving my bags everywhere, so it's a little bit of a workout on top of that. Just doing what I can when I can and staying on top of it and understanding that it's not going to be perfect and you're not always going to be able to get one workout in every day.
And then it is time to go to the incredible swimming pool and get a few lengths in at the end.
So we've just done the 1-to-1, just had a weights workout, and now I cannot give up an opportunity like this to come and do some lengths. And the thing that I'm trying my best to do is every time I get an opportunity to get a workout, to get a swim, whatever it may be, with some facilities, especially if it's like this, then I'm going to jump at it. So I'm going to try and do 10 lengths. I've just done 2 as fast as I could, and I'm absolutely cream crackered. So I've got 8 more to do, and it's time to go home, have some dinner, and get some icy cold Gatorades in me.
So now to get stuck into the scoring, and the first one that we'll start with is training. And in all honesty, this is probably the best 1-to-1 session I've ever had in Muay Thai. And I know from personal experience of being a personal trainer and also some coaches that you have in a 1-to-1 setting, they're often just going through the motions and giving you some good tidbits, but more times than not, they're just coasting through the session. But that wasn't the case whatsoever. He was extremely attentive and he was picking up on some small details that made major changes, especially when it came to the balance and the footwork, which I know myself is something that I needed drastic improvement on. So I was super grateful that he really took the time to pick up on those small details, and this is probably a session that I learned the most from. So when it comes to training, I'm gonna have to give it 5 out of 5. I was super impressed. Next, we have the friendliness, and arguably this is the most important, because when you turn up to a gym, the front desk and the office are the first people that you see, and they made an incredible impression. And all the biggest and also the best gyms I've spoke to and the people that run it, they understand how important this aspect is. I was greeted with a smile, I was greeted with a lot of help, and also they didn't have to, but they went out of their way to walk me to the training area, show me the facilities, and then lead me on into my 1-to-1 session, which then of course leads into the staff and the crews that are involved there, which from start to finish was an extremely pleasant experience. They were super friendly, super kind, and despite the slight language barrier, we still even managed to share a few laughs as well. So again, I'm gonna have to give them 5 for 5 on this one. I don't really know what they could have done much better than what they did. The next is location, and for the location, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars on this one. And that could be a little bit harsh, to be perfectly honest. It's just off of a main street where you can get nice food, a massage, nice smoothies, protein shake, whatever you like after it, if you don't eat of course or drink of course at the cafe that they have there. It's just tucked away off of a main road, so even though it's a little bit difficult to find, it also gives you that private feel to it. So there's pros and cons. In a super ideal world, I always like a prime location on the beach, but you cannot always have that. So what it does give you a little bit tucked off the beaten track, it makes up for it in the private feel that you get. And there's truly no one or nothing around there. So you're really just focused into the training center. So a little bit harsh, but we're gonna give it 3.5 on that one. It's also very important to mention the price aspect, because this is a very big part of the training. So for the 1-to-1 session for the hour, I paid around about £20. And for this, not only did I get the private 1-to-1 session, which was absolutely incredible, I also got access to all of the facility. And then you go into the CrossFit and the gym. It was all very well kept. There was cleaning equipment everywhere, which is also a very important thing, which some gyms don't always do. And then I like the bits that they included in the Muay Thai center, like the sit-up machine, and then of course the crazy CrossFit center where they have a completely dedicated area, and then a very good gym also to get some resistance training in. So it had some really good equipment in there, cables machines, lots of hammer strength equipment. And even though I didn't use the main fighting facility, the MMA cage The padded area for jiu-jitsu was in pristine condition, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then, not to mention, last but not least, the swimming pool, which, I mean, that was really a standout performance, and I haven't been to another gym which boasts anything like that. Not only did it have a swimming pool, it was in incredible condition. It even had a little stand. The backdrop was beautiful next to the palm trees, and it was an Olympic size, I believe. So that was just an incredible touch at the end of the gym to get some swimming links. So £20 for all of that, unbelievable value. That pretty much wraps us up for this video. Tune in for the next time I'll be breaking down different gyms in Thailand. I hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, keep it casual.